Okay, welcome back. This is part two of building a to-do app. And full disclosure, it's been over a week, or about a week since I did part one. So if I get a little confused, it's just that. Hopefully you come in right after part one. But yeah, it's good practice to just go through it again. I'm gonna start from step 43. But if I do get confused, just know that it's been about a week for me. So let's just get through it right now. Let's see. Step 43 would be you need to remove the task from the DOM using the remove and from the task data array using slice. Using remove and from the task data array. Yeah, I get it. Splice is an array method that modifies arrays by removing, replacing, and or adding elements at a specific index, while also returning the removed elements. It can take up to three arguments. The first one is the mandatory index at which to start. The second is the number of items to remove. And the third is an optional replacement element. Okay, so if you want to put an element, all right, yeah. Bananas, bananas. Okay, so you use the slice. You start at one, so here, and then you take two items. So we'll take this. Okay, so it will take those two out. Date and cherry will go out. So it will be mango and banana. Yeah, mango, banana. There you go. And then you get there. There you go. Use the remove method to use the remove method to remove the parent element of the button element from the DOM. Okay. Then slice to remove the task from the task data array. Pass in the data array index and 1 as the argument for of your splice. Data array index is the index to start and 1 is the number of items to remove. Okay, as I said, I don't remember what the task this was and all that stuff. So, but let's see. Okay, so use the remove method to remove the parent element of the button. So in this function, the list task. Okay, so in this task, parent element of button. So you will do the button dot l dot parent element, and then we'll do the remove. Okay. Use the remove method to remove the parent element from the DOM. Then use the slice method to remove the task from the task data array. Okay, so that would be two different things. Task data dot splice, right? Pass in, so okay, so you want to start at index 1. So we're the first index, right? Pass in data array index and 1 as the argument of your splice, okay? Okay, no, you two different things. 1, okay, data array index, I have to check real quick which one is that again. Data array index, okay, confirm open task. It's already here, so where is the data array index? Okay, so here, data array is the task data dot find index. Okay, so you find in the ID, you get the ID, and you find that ID on which index it is. Okay, okay. So that's essentially what we're doing here. So you get that index for the item ID. Okay, so you're finding that item ID with the index, and then you remove one element. Okay, I see. I see. I'll try not to take so much time off. It'll be like the next day. Also, if you see me drinking, no alcohol. I don't really drink, so this is just non-alcohol beer, just the taste of beer. Asahi, call me. Okay, so Is this what I wanted? Yes, this is what I wanted. Okay, step 44. Use an arrow syntax to create and edit task function, passing the button L as the parameter and empty. I like this wording a lot better than the one that got me confused in step 42. Use arrow to create and edit task function. So const edit task, and then we're gonna pass the button element and the one pretty much this type of thing. You see, so much easier. The wording makes such a huge difference. Already, I've barely done anything. Don't forget support so we can keep doing things for free. I'll definitely will when I'm not broke. Okay, as you did in the lead task function, you need to find the index of the task to be edited. Okay, that's the data array index. Create a data array index variable. For its value, utilize the find index. So you want to do another one, another inside. Okay. So the scope is within the function. Excuse me. And what do you want actually? Okay, yeah, just the same thing, but I could have just copied that. Why couldn't we use the other one, the global? Oh, just do not have confused. Okay, pass the item. Oh, okay, pass the item. So as a parameter to the call by phone. This is the same wording. At least if you come across the wording once, you don't get confused again. So I guess that that's part of practice. And oops, oh my God, that's what happens when you take a while. Array is equal to the ID to the same thing. Button L dot parent element ID dot ID. Okie dokie. This is where we got stumped on 42, but live and learn. Use square bracket notation to retrieve the task to be edited from the task data array. Using the okay, then assign it to the current task object to keep the okay. Use a square bracket notation to retrieve the task to be edited from the task data array. That's data array. So we're using square bracket notation, right? So let me see if I understand what they're saying. So you want to assign it to current task. So const current task, because I don't think we're messing. Or are we using the one here? I remember seeing a current task. Current task. So it should be let because it will be changed. Well, we're gonna just name it here and then see what happens. They might just want us already just use what we created. Okay, and to retrieve the task to be edited. So square bracket notations to retrieve the task. So task data. Oh no, okay. Or no, wait. Oh no. Okay. I'm confused, as I said. I don't know what all the variables mean and what happened before. It's been about a week. So we have this here. Let's think this through. And we get the index to retrieve the task to be edited. So over here is equal to, so we already get that index. Why would you use square notations out? So wait, you will use button element. Is that what you're trying to do? And I'm pretty sure this doesn't have to then assign it to current task. No, what? Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, so Can't take a day. You lose momentum. Everything in life, you lose momentum. You start getting right off your behind. Okay. Task data. Okay, so let's think this through. Task data is all the data, and you already here you will find you found the item ID index, so you found the index for that task, and it's index. So you have the index. So this is task data, and you go to the index. Okay, that makes sense. Just had to think that through. Step 47. The task to be edited is now in the current task object. Stage it for editing inside the input fields by setting the value of title input to current task title, date input to current task date, and description input to current. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing is already in the current task object. Stage it for editing inside the input fields. Why did you give me space here? Okay, never mind. So they essentially want us to change the title input, current task title, edit task. Okay, so they wanted to change when we put stuff here, whatever it is, to be edited. Yeah, got you. That's all right. All right, so setting the value of the title input to. So title input is gonna be to what we put. Oops. Current task dot title. So shouldn't it be value through what value we put? No, let's try this. Let's try it out real quick. See if it works. Date input is gonna be equal to the current task dot date. Oh, and then the description equals to. Okay, yeah, because when you will click the edit, in the edit it should be what is on the current task, because okay, yeah, I see, you click the edit button, it opens the window, what's in the window is what is the current task, so that's why I should. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. So description input, that's why it's good to not take breaks, because you forget what you were doing. Or long breaks, you can take breaks, but yeah, a week and come back, you will be like, what was I doing? Okay, so you're setting it. Yeah, when you do this and go here and blah blah blah, when you click edit, it should open a window and the task will stuff. So that's what we're working towards. It will have all this stuff again, and then I will edit it. That input value, that's what I freaking thought. The value of the beam. There you go. But it's still, we're still missing some functionality, aren't we? I forgot the whole code, so I don't know if we have the functionality or not. You look it back, but yeah, I didn't think we did. Okie dokie. Step 48. Set the inner text of the add or date task button to update the task. Okay. Edit task. The inner text of the add or date button. So the add update. Add or date. So it has finds ID and gives ID. And then it puts it like that. And what do they want? They want the update task container. They want the inner text of add update to update that task. I'm regretting taking a break now. You want add or update task btn inner text to update task. Update task is what? To update task? Update task is what? A function? I don't remember even the functions. No, this is the variables. Is there one down here? Let's see. That's the delete task. Update task container. Update task container. Are we creating this later? Okay. Then to update task, and that's an interesting wording. Oh, we are to send it, and that's a space. Okay, that's why it's an interesting wording, because it's a string. Update task. This is what you're asking me, brother. That's what you want. That's why I was so confused. Finally, display the form model with the values of the input fields by using the class list to toggle the hidden class on task form. Display the form model with values of the input fields. Okay. So for the form, we're gonna add the class list, or we're actually gonna use the toggle function. Toggle the hidden. So we're gonna lastly toggle hidden on task form. Wait. And display the form model. Okay, yeah, the form models, not the full form thing. So task form is the form. Okay. Okay. The form called task form. All right. We do the class list toggle method to toggle the hidden class. Okay. Class list to toggle the hidden task form. Some things are just the little things. At this point, editing a task won't reflect when you submit the task. Okay. To make the editing functional, go back to the if statement inside the add or update task function, create an else block and set the task data array index to task object. Okay, so we go to the index. If index is -1, what was the -1 for? Oh, because define. If it doesn't find it, it will give you a -1, which means there's nothing there, and you will do on shift to add it. Okay, so if it's not there, you add it. Okay, that's what that means. To make function, go back to the if statement inside the add function, create an else. So right, if it is there, then we edit it. Assumption and set the task data array index to task object. So it's the opposite. That's what you mean. But I'm pretty sure it's the opposite by the wording. But oh no, that it actually worked. Okay. So if it's not there, add it. If it is there, task data. And what is task data? Task data. Okay, that's just the empty array. You set the task data to that object, and then I guess we're gonna edit that object. Okay. If the user attempts to edit a task but decides not to make any changes before closing the form, there is no need to display the model with the cancel and discard buttons. That is correct. Inside the close task form button, event listener, use the cons to create another variable name. Okay, cons variable name form input values updated. Okay. Check if the user, okay, I made that variable. Check if the user made changes while trying to edit the task by verifying that title input, we actually want the value of that. Title input is not equal, so not equal. Do we do strictly not equal? Yes, strictly not equal. That's fine. It's not equal to current task.title. Or I'm forgetting where the buttons are on this Japanese keyboard. Or the date input dot value is not strictly equal to current task dot date, or the description input value is not strictly equal to current task dot description. Okay, so wait. Create another use a concept to create a variable in the array. Check if. So we're gonna just do if and then that if is gonna open its own thing. Equals to that's a create a variable that's gonna check if this, that, right? Why do I feel like why are you telling me something? So you just want a Boolean result from the variable. Okay, I understand. So if any of this is true, no, you're getting there. Inside event listener, we are in the event listener. Oh, so it's an arrow function. So do an arrow function and then okay, arrow function, and then this arrow function does this. Check if this is down. If return to you a value, whether this, that, and that. Hang in there. I am hanging in there. But if it does, what you just want to return, if return what? Return true. Should I use return? Does this work? Return. Okay, I'm done button. I should check if the title input is not equal to current.task. So should check that. Yep. Alright, let's delete everything else first. And go one by one. Right? So you have this. Okay. And then we just do it in one line then. All together in one line. It's not equals to. You are getting there. And then remove the return. Oh, it's only one or here from. Okay, what is it that you when you click? Yeah, you're checking this constant is checking. So we did it here. This constant is checking this. input. So hold on. Let's see if this should not bother. No, that made no sense. Can't be afraid to be wrong. A input dot value. Form input values updated. Oh, they want it normal, just without a function. So, oh my God. Oh, sometimes I'm telling you. Now add form input values updated as the second mandatory condition in the if statement using the AND operator. If form input using the AND operator. So here, form input values updated. Okay, form inputs contain values. So form input contain, so this. Okay, so if there's this or then input the value or then okay. So if there is anything in there, it will turn true. So if this is has anything or anything is true. So if there's any value, and if or dated, if the input title input value is not equal, and the one is strictly not equal to the current or then you can confirm close that show model. Okay, so if there's something in there, and if what is in there now is not what it used to be there, then you will have the confirm close. The pop-up will show up like, are you sure? I understand now. So now this should work. So if you don't do anything and you close, there's nothing. But if you do and you change anything and you close it, there you go. You will have this card. Okay, that was what that all about. Local storage offers methods for saving, retrieving, and deleting items. The items you save can be of any JavaScript data type. For instance, the setItem method is used to save an item, and the getItem method retrieves the item. To delete a specific item, you can utilize the remove item method. If you want to delete all items in the storage, you can use the clear, okay? Local storage.setItem, you have the key and the value. So a MyTask array has been provided for you. MyTask array, did we do that? Yes, right here. Oh no, we didn't. They provided. So it has a task and the date as an object array. Okay. Use the set item to save the key of data. So my task array dot set item, and then the key is data. So, okay, where's the value? No value. After that, open the browser console and go to the Applications tab, set local storage, and the freeCodeCamp domain you see. Use the set item method to save it with the key of data. Local storage efforts. Oh, so you're talking about then you're doing this local storage dot set item, and then save it with a key of data. So and then the value would be the my task array. So is this what you mean? And then the key is a string. And then save this array. After that, open your browser and go to the Applications tab and set it local storage. So talking about this. I'm speaking about the Applications tab here, and then choosing local storage. Oh yeah, I see the freeCodeCamp. Can you see it? Let me see if you can see it. I do not believe. Let me make a scene for you where you can see it real quick. It will be developer tools right here. Give me a second so you can see what I'm seeing right here. I think you should be seeing it now. So let me go down. So there you go. What they wanted us to do, let me walk through it again. We have the preview. Do I have a scene for the preview? Let's do a scene for the preview. It's gonna be source desktop preview. Okay, so we have this window here, and then you right click it and go to inspect, and in the inspect window, let's change it over here. There you go, you get this inspect window. I'm getting used to using this what call it, this recording thing. They want us to go to the application right here, and within the application you go to local storage, and then you see this right here, the freecodecamp.org with the key and value set. So let's close this, and let's go back to here. All right, so yeah, application, select the local storage, and the freeCodeCamp domain you see. Yep. So that's how we do the local storage. Okay. If you check the application tab of your browser console, you notice a series of objects. Yeah. This is because everything you save in local storage needs to be in string format. To resolve the issue, wrap the data you're saving in the JSON.stringify method. Then check local storage again to observe. So this will be JSON.stringify, and then we're gonna do this here, and then we're gonna do this again. So let's change the scene to here. So is this the one? Sorry about that. I have to get better at doing this one. So actually, this is not even the one. We want to open the console. So you want to get this one and get the preview. This is the one we want. And then when I right click on it and clicked on the inspect, then we want to be able to see that one right here. So this is the one we want now. And application, and then we're going to local storage. Okay, make this bigger. And so what were they saying again then? And check local storage again. If you check the everything that you see a series of object. This is because, okay, I don't recall how they used to look. But we see the data right here. Oh, the key data. Okay. All right. So it is, yeah, I couldn't see before the data. So it's right here. And then it saves the whole data is here. The task, and then so it makes it okay. Sign out right here. Okay. So it's easy to see. Leave it open for now, just in case. Now that you have my task array saved, let me see what happens if I remove it real quick to see it better. See it again. What happens? I remove it. And then I'm going to try to see it again. Application. Storage. Oh yeah, object. Oh, that's what they meant. You seeing what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, that's what they meant here. We say object. Okay, got it. We don't need that. Let's switch right back. Okay. Step 55. Now you have my task array saved in local storage correctly, correct? You can retrieve it with get item by specifying the key you used to save the item. Yes. Use the get item method to retrieve my task array and assign it to the variable get task. Okay. So we're going to assign it to get task array. And then we have not made that variable. So, okay. And then we're going to get local storage from local storage dot get item, and we did data. I believe it was data, and it should be a string data, right? And then we have to make sure that this goes back to JSON dot stringify again. Ooh, what happened? JSON dot stringify to make this a string again, so it's not broken. Local. Okay, so we're gonna have to treat it. Then log. Then we're gonna log console.log. We're gonna log get task array. Yeah, where is the log? Cannot see console. Okay, log is right here. Perfecto mundo. Okay, I'm getting my bearings back in this project little by little. The item you retrieve is a string, as you save it with JSON.stringify. To view it in its original form before saving, you need to use JSON.parse. Okay, so when we put it in a stringify. When we get it out, okay, so local storage dot get item, and then we're gonna do JSON dot parse. We do retrieve no, we should have been the data because that's the key, right? This time wrap it JSON dot parse, assign it to the variable, and we're gonna assign it to the variable constant get task array object. Local storage, get item, json.parse. Now we're getting data. Then you want me to console this beautiful thing. Console.log and then get task array object. Try to see the difference between the two. What is the token D in data? It's not a valid JSON. Yeah, local storage. Oh, poop. Oops. We got put in the mat array. My task array. So where did I mistook? So, okay. Set item. And you have data and that. Okay. That's why. No, it should be like this. Get item that. But since we are parsing that, yeah. Oh, caught error. Oh, it's not. All right. JSON parse. We assign it to this variable. Local storage get item, and it should be data here, right? But before it is data, we are parsing it. Wait. So you get the data, and we're gonna get that data, and we're gonna then make it a, yeah, there you go. Then we're gonna make that into a JSON object, an object. There you go, it worked. Okay, JavaScript object. So we got this right here, it's a string, and then here now it's actually an actual object. This was a string of this, an array string. Now it's an actual object task with this, and then the next property. Okay, there you go. That's what they meant. My God. Yeah, that's the difference. Okay. Step 57. You can use local storage remove item to remove a specific item from local storage, and local storage.clear to clear all items in the local storage. Remove the data item from the local storage and open the console to observe the result. You will see null. Okay, so local storage.remove item, and then we're gonna remove data. We'll leave it, and then console log. Then open the console to observe the result. Yep. No, delicious. Using local storage clearage won't just delete a single item from your local, it will remove all items. Remove local storage and use local storage clear. Clear. You don't need to pass anything. You should also see null in the console. What if I don't put anything? Okay, oh, because I have this log and log. Okay, If I put this, no, okay, got you. Wee. Remove the my task array and all of the code for local storage. Remove my task array and all of the code for local storage because you don't need them anymore. Okay, so this and all the local storage array. Step 60. Now you should save the task items to local storage when the user adds, updates, or remove a task. Okay, so when you do another update or delete a task. Inside the add or update task function, use the set items to save the task with a key of data, then pass the task data array as its argument. Ensure that you stringify the task data. This will persist data once the user adds or updates tasks. Okay, so we go to the add update, which they are here, and inside the function, save the task with a key. So local storage dot set item, and then the key is going to be data, and it's going to be then pass the task array task data array as its argument. Ensure that, okay, yeah, we need to stringify JSON dot stringify. Right. Okay, and I forgot what was the task data. There was a task data array. Should it be task data? No, it's already an array. Task data is already the array. Okay. So we're passing that array. We're gonna stringify. Okay. And yeah. Task data, find the ID, object. If the data is -1, you add it to the task data. If not, then it's just an object. Here you save it. Okay. Step 61. You also want a deleted task to be removed from local storage. For this, you don't need the remove item or clear methods, since you already use splice to remove the deleted task from task data. Okay. All you need to do now is save task data to the local storage again. Okay, that makes sense. Use set item to save the task data array again. We are in the delete item. Okay, so we have, oh, we don't need to, we just need to save it. You don't need to remove item. You need to save task data to local storage again. Okay, local storage and dot set item again, and then with data and JSON dot stringify task data. Okay, we save it again because task data was already okay. I understand the mission. If you add, update, or remove a task, it should reflect in the UI, yes? However, that's not happening because you have yet to retrieve the task. To do this, you need to modify your initial task to be an empty array. Set the task data to the retrieval of data from local storage or an empty array. Make sure you parse the data coming with JSON.parse because you saved it as a string. Okay. Excuse me. It's that Japan time, man. Okay. Okay. So if I go to the thing, you won't see it, but I'm checking it for myself. By all means, you can check it yourself. I'm gonna go to the application. Oh, hold on. I gotta go to this one. I'm gonna add something. Then I'm gonna delete it. delete it. What if I go to the storage? Okay, I see an empty thing though. Let's see what we see here. Oh, yo, yo. Am I on the right window? Yes, I'm on the right window. Oops. What happened? Okay. It should have been. However, that's not happening because you have yet to retrieve the task. To do this, you need to modify your initial task data to be an empty array. Yeah, it is. Okay. Set task data to the retrieval of data from local storage or an empty array. Make sure you equals to that or, okay, I see what you're saying. I understand the mission now. Or local storage dot get item retrieve data get item data, and it should be JSON parse. JSON dot parse. Okay, so we get the item data and then we parse it. So it's either gonna be that or it's gonna be that. Where did I miss? JSON dot parse local storage dot get item. It's the same thing, but you want me to inverse it. Sure thing. Your wish is my command. This is when they say, like in school, they're testing you for the wrong things. Sometimes, it be like that. Okay. You've retrieved the task items now, but they still don't reflect in the UI when the page loads. However, they appear when you add a new task. You can check if there's a task inside the task data using the length of the array, because 0 is a false value. All you need to do is, all you need for the condition is the array length. Here's, okay, example array length, array length, okay. If it's 0, it's false, if it's okay. In that example, if array length has a greater than 0, the code inside the if statement will run. If R has a length of 0, the code inside the if statement will not run. Check if there's a task inside the task data, blah, 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 blah. Oh, excuse me. Task data dot length is greater than 0. Okay. Then update. Okay, so if it's true, you're gonna update run update task container. Okay, and what does the update task container does? Update task container, okay. Task container dot inner HTML and then task container dot image. So I'm guessing it's this container over here, task container. So that's the div. Okay, so this, the inner HTML. Okay, it sets it to an entry string, and that's for each task data. You get the ID, blah, 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 and then you update it here with the title, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's what that does. Okay, so if it's more than one, it runs that and updates the elements here. Okay. You should create an if statement, task data dot length. Oh, I don't have to check if it's, because if the length is 0, it's false right away. If it's anything greater than 0, it just automatically true. Okay, I see. Yeah, they did mention that. Okie dokie. Ooh, my back. Oh, that's a lot better. Step 64. If you try to add a new task, edit the task and click on the Add New Task button. You will notice a bug. If you add a new task, then add a task, edit that task. If you try to add a new task, edit a task, and then click Add a New Task button, you will see a button, edit a task, and then add a new task. Update task. Also, I see that. I see that. To fix this, you need to assign the string add a task to add update task inside your reset function. So let me double check this again for this lesson. It says add a task, but if I go to edit, then it says update. Okay. To fix this, you need to assign the string add task to the update task button .initTest inside your reset function. When it's resetting, yes. Okay, where is the reset function? Reset here. So it's resetting everything to 0, but it's not resetting the actual tests. It just says update test to add a task. Okay. So add or update task button, we're gonna set the inner text. It's gonna be back to add task. So when it resets, it goes back to this. I understand. It's important to not just go through the motions, but understand what is going on. There you go. Gives me time to drink my non-alcoholic beverage, Asahi. Asahi, call me. Okay. There are two bugs left to fix. First, if you create a task with only spaces for the title, and an empty task will be created even though the title is required. There are two bugs left to fix. First, if you create a task with only spaces for the title, an empty task will be created even though the title is required. Fix that by adding a check at the beginning of the function for if if there's no title, show an alert with the text. Please provide a title and return after that. Okay, wait. I was thinking, sorry, and oof. Adding a check at the beginning of the function of the update. So that says the opposite, value.trim, right? So title input dot value dot trim. So we're trimming that. There's no title, show an alert with the text, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this trims the value, but if you cannot trim, not the opposite. So you're asking me if I do not trim, then return, please provide a title. Oh, you mean an alert? Oh, function doesn't show an alert. Oops. Alert, alert, alert. It's very different. You should call the alert function in your if block. Yeah, it's in my if block. Sorry. So you want me to what? Are you serious? Is this what you're asking? Return nothing? Really? That's what you want? You're gonna learn, I just return after. That's very specific. Follow the instructions. Step 66. It is time to work on the final issue. If there is a to-do task with a special character, like a quote inside of the name or description of the item, the application breaks, okay? While it appears otherwise, the correct item will appear missing. In order to fix this, we need to create a function called remove special characters that takes a string as an input and removes all special characters. So we're gonna need a add regis for this, but okay. We need to create a function called, are you gonna, oops, you want an actual function or you're thinking about something else? Well, let's just start with this because you did not say anything else. So cars. Okay. Remove special characters. Should not remove spaces. So you actually want me to create a function, okay? Should not remove spaces. So it takes a string str and then we do str dot splice. Well, first let's do the widget. Let expression and we new regular expression and we're gonna add it's like this first and then we're gonna remove anything that's not this from the beginning. Oops. Where is that special character? This Japanese keyboard is getting me today. Okay, there you go. Oh, that's like that. There and from the beginning. There you go. From there and from the beginning. Is it a grouping? Do we make it a grouping? So we do a regular expression and then we get str dot can you do no, I don't think you can do splice with regular expressions, to be honest. We would test. So str dot it's actually like this. So we put str here. We're gonna filter. Let new str equals to filter str dot filter, and we're gonna filter by that regular expression. So it's gonna find anything that is not a character, special characters and whatever in the beginning or not. Right, it's gonna test for that. And then it's gonna filter if we have it's looking for stuff that's not, so it's gonna take that, it's gonna make it into a new string, okay? And remove all special characters, okay? And then it's gonna return new string, new str. Should not remove spaces. So this actually removes spaces, doesn't it? And does this need to? I don't remember if I need to for those. For the beginning and the end. I don't think so. I can't remember, to be honest, but I don't think so. No. Don't give up. Should not remove spaces. You want me to list all special characters? There is no way I'm gonna do that. Let me see, what is the rejects? I'm gonna look for here. Rejects for special characters, JavaScript. Yeah, but that's all of them. I'm not gonna do all of that. It's a specific one. Oh, yeah, there's underscore too. Also, I probably could use break too instead of test or execute. So the execute. non-word character class escape. Okay, that is not a word for a character, the basic Latin alphabet equivalent to, but it also does that. Only problem is it matches white space. Hmm. So I will actually have to also do the underscore. But I'm not sure how to keep the space. Oh, let's find out the help. Read them and whip them, friends. This is how we learn. And this is how we learn. Step 66. And we have to do app step 66. Why this is so different. Yeah, it's not this is not what they're asking. Why are the steps so wrong? So it's not the alert, so it will be 67. Pretty sure we're in 66. Yeah, okay, so it might be outdated. Okay, within our character. Oh, you did the global. And you're not doing a full a rigid object. You're doing, okay, string and replacing it, okay? And using filter. So, oh, no. Should not remove spaces, so maybe I have to add spaces then. Because this is matching this, and okay. So I should put S here actually. No. Yes, suppose you may find anything. Okay, so they're saying use console log to see what's going on. That is not a bad idea. Console log. And we're gonna let me let test equals to remove special cars hash boom. Let me see. Hello special name. Okay, it's gonna console log test. Ooh, str.filters function. Oh, because that's an array, so I will have to split it and do all that stuff first. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Let's just continue this. So let's just do split. Continue, see if I can make it work, because there's always more than one way to skin a cat. Split, then dot filter, do all that stuff, and then I will do dot join after. Dot join. Will that work? Object null is not a function. We'll make it null. Filter expression. Oh. Should remove single quotes. Well, that should remove double. Blah 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 blah. Boolean false. It's not. Yeah. So it's a false. It didn't execute it. And it's an object null. Okay, so we're gonna go with the replace like everybody else did. Replace. And we're just gonna go with a simple expression, and we're gonna just copy. Up. And we only need one when we're doing this. And yeah, let's say they did make it global. And it's should I? It says does not remove places, so don't remove spaces. And we're gonna replace that with just an empty string. So all of this, replace all is not defined. Oops. Str dot replace all. Console. Oops. Why is not outputting anything? Hello name. Okay, it's removing spaces. So you're only leaving that. I'm curious if I do that. Oh, we don't need this anymore. Do dot split, right? And then dot filter. And I have to do a function, so what am I doing? No, that's not what I wanted to do. This keyword, the function, right? And in that function, what am I doing? I am filtering this. will do filter not this, so not the actual things, right? Not this. That's not a function. So let's say it would be your filter. Actually, I can just do the replace. Place all. Then we go with W, right? And G, but can we make it not that? What did I miss? Oh, we didn't replace it with anything. Okay. What am I missing again? Oops, we're missing this. Okay, what if I do not this? No. Replaces. I'm stuck with this one because gotta make it work. There has to be a way to make it work. Fine. You go through the string, right? And you find all of these ones. Find all of this. So I guess that. How do I make it filter? Can I make it execute or execute this? No. It will have to get widgets. So and then I copy this one. everything. It will give me that. What if I use two spaces? No, it still give me an error. And then join. So then it gives me nothing. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. It's not this. I will have to do like E, let's say. And then we will just go E and see if E matches that, right? Expression dot execute on that web, right? For each array index, it will run this, right? Or test. No, I think that would be the right way for that approach. And what if we don't join it just yet? You get an empty array. So for each array, yeah, for each one of those, you check if it matches, if it's a world, and it only gets out the world. That's how it should. It should take out world, yeah, because it doesn't go either way. What about if we just do replace E dot replace with the regular one expression W G. Then we replace it with this. Okay, so you only left space. If I go like this, yeah, we back into the same problem. Yeah. So this one, the space. What was it I did again? It basically just specific. You're asking for the numbers. So you're taking you're taking all letters. So it should be the opposite of this. What was this widgets JavaScript? if that was begin or end. It means it begins with or ends with. Gonna have to ask what does mean in regular widgets JavaScript. Ah, no, this is the end. So I think the other one is the beginning. Okay, that's what they were hiding. So this, it just replace that with that. It does the same thing regardless. Oh, because I'm not changing it here. Oops. Changing it here. Okay. Yeah, I don't need this. Yeah, it wouldn't matter. That's what bigger. I am confused. Even if I join it, it will be the same. So I'm just going the longer path than what they did with just replace. So we're just gonna go to replace it because it's just a shorter path. So I guess I'm just gonna have to add replace the regular. I'm just gonna have to do a regular spreadsheet. Wait, actually, oh no, but it will remove spaces. So I'm gonna have to just do A to C, right? And then 0 to 9 to 9 and space. Yep, 0 to 9 and space. That's what you normally do, right? Yes. Yeah, this one is removing spaces. So you want to have spaces. So, and the space, you actually want to have space. So if it's not any of this, then you take it out. So it will be the same thing. Can I do the not? Not this. Let equals to what was I thinking? I was thinking of like getting that. My God, stop, that's such a little thing. space, removing spaces here. After the space is that okay? So then we'll do another one again. Let me see. What if I do another one? Is that one? And then we'll do space. This is anything non-numeric until the space, and then anything non-numeric. Yeah, so if we leave it like that, it's doing the first one. And then once it hits the space, it forgets about it, but then after the space, I really forgot to do this portion. Oh, I'm gonna have to double check. If I do like this, a grouping, it removes the space. I do not want to remove the space though. So it only leaves this. And what if I put the space 2 in top of this? Okay, so now I have what I don't want. So I don't, can I do not this and then no. So if I make this instead regular expression, and I add this Jungamalonga here. When I'm doing this, I need to here, and then here I will say not expression. That does not work. Or I can just splice that actually. Now that I think about it, I can just splice that out of here instead of replace. But I will have to find out. Oh, I forgot this. now I have what I don't want. I just want to take that out. Splice needs in the index. Filter just needs this. So if I get split, right? Then filter E, then this one for this filter we are so what are we doing to the E? The E includes, if it includes this, we're gonna, does not include, must not be, or includes does not take a regular expression, okay. That's what I'm confused with. So that array, if it's equals to E equals to, no, missing coordination. If A is equals to any other stuff, you filter it out, right? And then you get a new filter. It's not equal. If E is not equal to that, then why do you get all of that stuff again? Oh, I'm so stumped. Cannot figure it out. I want to end this video. So replace it with underscore what? So okay, this one seems it's about to die. Ah, so I definitely need to study regular expressions for sure again. Went through that chapter like nothing. Okay. So It begins with a character, alphanumeric character, and a space, and that. And make it a grouping. Okay. So this is the answer apparently because you go from here. Place. Okay, and now I need to, that's one grouping. Need to see what this means over here. I'm just gonna have to read the whole thing over. Any character, any number, yep. Undefined, hello, blah, 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 blah. Hello name, so that works. So I need to figure out what this stuff does. Got a log, Stack Overflow, yeah, whatever. Means any character, means any number of this. Therefore, this an arbitrary length of length indicates the beginning of the string. So that indicates the beginning of the string. But what does the vertical one means? Do you have it here? No, it's nothing. I'm gonna have to study for what that is. If you know it by heart and you're watching this, let me know in the comments, because I'm definitely gonna have to study that one. We can actually ask ChatGPT. That's actually one way to learn too. Let's see, we're gonna go with, I'm not signing in. I'm not gonna let you see my email, even though people here probably know it. All right, so that is the answer. I'm gonna have to note why this over here. Should remove underscores. So it should remove underscores. So if I add it here, let me see. What if I add it here? What would happen if I add underscores to it? Without knowing what this means, I don't know what it does. It breaks it right there the moment I do that. So that has a special meaning. I'm very curious. So you know what I'm gonna do? Without you guys seeing on my thing, because there be some stalkers, man, on the internet. Let me find out what it needs from me. Okay, I'm gonna find out what this means specifically, because it's taking so long. But you see, that's just how you learn. alphanumeric white spaces heighten or single quotes. Okay, so you have the single quotes in the front string. That's why that are not. The match the beginning and the end. It's they're one number I can remember. It matches any character that's not inside the square brackets. Oh, that's a negated character set. Okay. If it's not, so if you do it like that, okay, matches any word. So if it's not a word, it's and the underscore. So for this we need to do 0. Okay, the W matches the any underscore. So we actually have to specifically denote A2C and A2C and probably 0212, 029, 2. Nope, that breaks it because why? Does it need this? No. So that's but this includes an underscore. What else was said? This matches any white spaces. This is the OR operator. It means either the expression before it or the expression after, or whatever. This matches the literal quotations for global. The not alphanumeric character underscore white space or a single quote. In summary, this regular expression will find any character that is not an alphanumeric character, an underscore, or a white space, or a single quote. Say, I'm gonna ask. Oh, okay. That's where I failed. You don't do what you call it. You don't do. So we can remove this. We can remove this A to C and then just do A to C and then 0 to 9. So I am obviously in need of studying regular expressions for sure. And this the regular OR operator and a single quote. So is this or a single quote? Whoa, how did that happen? Interesting, that happens. So that works. Okay, so I don't need the brackets inside of it, otherwise it breaks it. Wow, this is okay. Either way. Oh my God, that was such a hassle. And let me close that other window. Don't need it. Oh my God. So lesson there. Regular expressions are important. Gotta do that. How long is this video? 2 hours. I probably spent an hour just on that one alone. Let me see how long many steps we need to do JavaScript. My God, like I said, learning this. Oh, one more. Learning this is not the easiest, but that's why it pays. Okay, Step 67, call remove special characters on the title and description properties in your task object. For the ID property, only call it on the title input.value part of property. This will remove issues with broken task data. With that object, you have completed the project. My God, I'm pretty sure I spent an hour just on the last step. But learn something new, and I'm gonna go study widgets. So let's go. Call special characters on the title and description properties. Okay, so dot value. So you want me to call the function. So we over here. Title is equal to title, blah, blah, blah. Then we're gonna do remove characters. We're gonna remove from the value. I believe this is what they want. Let's test it if it says that. You should call it on the title input value when assigning the ID. Yeah, or when assigning the ID. Okay, so that's not what they meant. So just when they assign an ID. Okay, for the ID. Okay, that's well, I didn't read the whole thing. That's what happens when you don't read the whole thing. For the ID property, only call it on the title input.value. But you're gonna put a double case on this case so that join that to so remove special cars. And then after that you do it to lowercase blah 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 blah. When assigning the title. So now you got it when assigning title, when assigning the okay. So now here. So they wanted on this. That's why doing projects is so important, man. So important. You spend hours cracking your brain, but you learn. There you go. And with that, this project is done. Let me see. Bam, right there. This project is done. Let's see how it looks like when you go back here. You have a to do. Oh, look at that. Delete. You can put walk dog. You can do whenever. Blah blah blah. We're gonna delete the console. Add task. You can edit it. Walk.d. Does you can edit it again and then not do it, and then you can cancel or you can discard, and it's right there. You can delete it. You actually have a to-do app with all this stuff here, and I'm kind of poop from working on that one. Widgets, I might just do a video on widgets because I definitely have to study that. Well, with that, we're done, and you have a great day. Don't take a week before you do a project again in between projects.